Welcome back to Rich Words Music, where today we're doing something a little bit different, as you might have noticed from the rather clickbaity thumbnail and title, for which I apologize immediately. Anyway, today we're back on Greer Lightspeed business, and the Greer Lightspeed Organic Overdrive is pretty much my favorite overdrive pedal of the last 10 years or so. It's always the first one on my board, and it's always the pedal that makes me and my average playing sound better. No matter how I use it, no matter what I do with it, it just makes me sound better. So if I'm using it as a clean boost, it slays. If I use it as a low gain overdrive, it sounds brilliant. And if I use it as a medium gain drive, it crushes in every respect. So it's an amazing pedal there. It doesn't matter what amp I'm using with it. It doesn't matter what guitar I plug into it, whether it's single coils or P90s or humbuckers or something else, it always sounds amazing. Now the one issue I have with it is that you can get so many amazing sounds out of this 3-knob, 1-button setup, but imagine if you could get more with it and have a little bit more options on tap. So imagine my joy when I was able to borrow my friend's Greer Lightspeed overdrive pedal and put the two together to create a deluxe demon of tone, if you will. Now often when you stack similar overdrive pedals, they don't sound that great together. They just seem to cancel each other out a little bit and sound a bit like a bison farting or something like that, which is not always a bad sound depending on what kind of music you play. But two Greer Lightspeeds together sound absolutely amazing. I was blown away as soon as I tried the two together. You just get a little bit more. Even if you put them on the same settings and just use one to pump the other up a little bit, it sounds absolutely fantastic. And there are some loops coming up to hopefully prove this, so stick around for those. But what I would suggest we all do right now is go and tell Greer Amps that they should make a deluxe double version of the Lightspeed overdrive pedal. Now I know that other people have asked Greer to do this before, and I know that Greer themselves actually quite often play with two Lightspeeds simultaneously. I've seen it on their Instagram and social media, so they know how good this would be as an idea. They just don't have the manpower, the team, the time to do it, I don't think. So let's tell them to get a few more employees and start building this pedal, because it would sell by the proverbial truckload. I'm pretty sure of that. And one thing's for sure, it would be a whole lot better than the awful photoshopping I did to get the thumbnail for this video right here. But let's just take another look at that little graphic that I made so I can show you what I mean by the pedal. So let's look into it here. It's a big square thing. I basically just photoshopped two of the chassis together, but it could even be smaller than that. Now I gave a separate loudness, drive and frequency control to each side of the pedal. I gave them a switch to each side, as you'll see, and I also added in two mystery switches there in the middle. The one on the right is for the order, and that would mean that you could switch the order in which you have the two sides. So if you've got a clean drive on one side and a pushed crunch on the other, you could run the clean boost into that, or you could run the boost after the drive to raise the overall volume threshold a bit more. Now what you'll also see on the right hand side of the picture is an extra jack insert, and I've called that switch very cunningly because you would attach a single button foot switch to that. This is an idea that I cribbed from the JHS Morning Glory pedal, and what you would do there is be able to switch between some of the settings on the two controls. Maybe the order, you could switch it up by using the switch. Maybe you could change the character, and the character control could do anything. It could give you a mid boost or a mid cut. It could totally take the frequency knob out of the circuit and just give you a full-on explosion of tone, rather like when you flick a Fender Esquire to the bridge pickup setting and cut out the tone circuit of that. Or it could do something else. That's something I would leave up to Greer. But there are other advantages of having these two in one box as well. Firstly, it would cost less than having to buy two of these, which maybe doesn't make sense for Greer in one capacity, but in another it absolutely does. They'd take up less space on your pedal board, they'd take up one less pedal board power supply, they'd take one less socket, one less jack plug to connect the two. They would give you so much more in terms of tonal options, like I'd said, and they would just be amazing. But I'm going to stop waffling on about it now and just tell you to listen to the tone examples that are coming right up. So I'm going to play one loop with my Fender Telecaster, I'm going to play one with my Epiphone Les Paul, so we'll hear single coils and humbucker sounds. Listen to those tones and then tell me afterwards in the comments if you think a Greer Lightspeed Deluxe pedal would be a great thing, or if I'm just talking absolute nonsense nonsense. And if you think it would be a good thing, please share this video with Greer and with everybody else who you might think would be relevant to share it with, and let's get a Greer Lightspeed Deluxe Overdrive hashtag or movement or whatever it is these days going, and maybe at NAMM 2022 or some future event they will unveil that pedal, and I and many other people will be very, very happy indeed. Enjoy the tones. Please subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this video, because there's many more in this vein to come, and I'll see you in the next one.